That's the kinesthetic you wrote about.
The little more than that. So the first track is empathic intuitive, how the little one begins to think about himself, and it's a personality trait also. Some people think on the inside, they take a lot of time for internal thinking, and that's okay. They may not like too much of company, but they must not be completely isolated also, isn't it? Then empathic relational is how you are pitching with others, so that also grows. From your mother's womb it grows. So if the child faces risk, as I explained, certain prostaglandins that adjust brain for risk gets oversecreted and the child's brain has met with risk circumstances even in the mother's womb. So when after he is born also, he behaves as if he is under risk. Yeah. Then next track is linguistic, that's a language track. So basically we must not give again this is advice from the British Pediatric Academy, no phones for children to be given under the age of 5 at all. No screen at all. Because screen directly affects phonemes and language formation. So 1/3 of the kids who come for my empathic learning center are kids who are about 6, 7, 8. They are not forming their sentences and they can't express themselves adequately. Because when you are 3, 4, 5, you talk like a parrot. What you observe from others and talk, but when you are passing 6, you have to make speech, you have to make thought formation. Because of too much of screen, it has got interfered.
So I have seen a lot of kids, like the parents, when the kids are crying.
Yeah, give the phone.
Phone or iPads.
Terrible. I call it child abuse.
So then my dad always used to do this. Then I used to tell him that this is a bit like 2, 3 years back. Then I used to tell him that it's not good for her. And then he used to tell that the kid, that my sister will pick up words from like nursery rhymes and all like.
Yeah, I always say this on my lectures. Kids don't pick up nursery rhymes from the screen. Kids absorb what siblings speak and parents speak. Human speech, the way it is absorbed by the little fellow's brain, is very different from what goes on in the screen. So you can't teach languages or rhymes or any rhythms from the screen. It works against.
From the sounds.
What will happen is they'll absorb like a parrot. It doesn't form speech. Later they can't do it. So kids are very angry when they are 6 because they know what to say, but it doesn't come out of them. So right in front of me, kid turns to the mother and starts hitting the mother. Why is that? There's an intuitive thing, mom should have helped me, I never seen a kid turning to the dad and trying to hit the dad. He was mostly, generally in our culture, they are mostly with mom, so he's saying, I can't do what I should be doing. So strong is the effect of the screen on inhibiting languages. When I started saying this in 2010, I started the research, many people did not know. Now, of course, the research world is full all the time of harmful effects of the screen on the developing brain. Physical effects, the brain tracts don't grow, neurons become slow, different things. So advice is, before the age of 5, please don't give the screen. Give learning activities, crayons and artwork, matty molding, anything to do with fingers and toes, crawling, toddling along. Those are the things that facilitate speech.
How about drawings?
Absolutely. Drawings, and when you come to that age, trying to fit a puzzle also. From about age 5, simple puzzles to more complicated puzzles. So that is therapy also. Now when kids come to our center with speech difficulties or with too much digitization, what we get them to do is matty molding, cut and paste, then carom, puzzles, Then the empathic motor therapy thing I'll show you shortly upstairs.
So then how about the kids who like, let's say you got a diagram with color, kids all drawn and you need to color it. Then let's say for the grass, he colors it black. For the sun, pink. And like very different odd colors, doesn't match at all. Then how about that?
Repeat again. Repeat
So
it.
let's say there's a kid who was given a picture to color and not to draw. So then there's a picture of a house and all, and with grass, the kid colored the grass black and the sun pink.
Yeah.
And like
Very early, you must not give color matching. You must give black and white artwork, or with crayons on the black cartridge paper. Draw whatever they want to draw. Other thing is give them shapes that they can identify elephant. Draw around the elephant or whatever shape. Alligator or carrot or whatever. Wooden timber things, you have this. Kids are given timber toys. Timber things are better than plastic ones where timber has friction. Plastic is smooth. So get them to not shade colors, more to take shapes, because fingers taking shapes is like handwriting. That will develop not only motor skills, it will also develop speech, phonemes, because shape drawing and matty molding and puzzles placement, brain takes it like a language activity. Then of course when they are able, let's say 6 or 7, stringed instruments, keyboards, all that can be trained from a young age. Those develop speech activity and language.
No sir, I told you example from me sir.
Yeah.
When I was in nursery, I used to do this, and the teacher used to tell I think not to color this stuff with these colors. I think in nursery.
Yeah, there is an age, color recognition is important. Before that, a lot of doing shapes, touching shapes must go on. So the playpen must have a certain number of shapes that they can touch and play with. When the fingers are touching shapes, it's learning language, if I may put it that way. It will facilitate learning language. Same with crawling. And if you crawl on a lanupadura or a mat, then there's friction and those nodules like things also. That is also a good activity.
So that's why they tell the babies to like, they want dance.
That's right. That's right. So those are the things that promote speech and brain connections that recognize shapes. Yeah. Let me see whether there's anything more that I like. Yeah. Yeah.
This is something is like the my cousins were like 6 or 8 smaller. It's like he was like that they are like I was smaller. I got like stuff I watched like stuff like that. Like compared to that stuff that's like more recent cartoons like and stuff. It's much more visually stimulating.
Yeah. More pixels are involved. The present cartoons, the screen PPI is also high, pixels per inch. Besides that, present cartoon games and cartoon activities will involve more pixels per second, which will excite the retina, and retina will excite the neurons. So now when a child is trying to take some matibole and do something, the neurons have a unidirectional firing. When the child is watching the cartoon, neurons have multidirectional, they are sending off tracts in these directions, not in one thought out direction. So that this think and do tract is not formed. What is getting formed is the risky one. Do this, that and the other, anything. That's how the brain works on the brain. I couldn't finish those tracks. Let me finish the tracks. So I came up to the linguistic track. Then the fourth one is logical management tract. That's why you must give them intelligent toys that they can work with. Now giving electronic toys and they make sounds and they blink, 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 that is not the child, that's the screen or the electronic toy. They must think and do. So even when a child is crawling, toddling along, 1, 2, 3, 4, his brain is doing a mathematical management. He does not know 1, 2, 3, 4. But he says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, mom is there with a cookie. Mom must not give the cookie, but you get what I mean. He is doing a management thing. You put him on the screen. Screen is smart, scholar is stupid. He just looks at it. He is not doing anything. All initiation is by the screen. Whereas if you leave him in a certain confined area, he comes to the edge, he'll do something, he'll throw something, he'll go to the next edge and do something, he'll arrange some, let's say, clay here, puzzles here, building blocks here. In his area, he's doing a management. So that's how kids should grow. So we, in our therapy, we use a lot of Montessori methods to rebuild the brain tracts. Rebuild the brain tracts. So that is a logical management tract. The kinesthetic tract is how much the child is inwardly moving. So all kids must inwardly move and physically move. Inwardly move and there is some people talk with their head and hair and hands and many of them go to the parliament also. That's a sort of.
So you when I was kinesthetic, that I'm more of a parliamentary type?
No, so that
the other 6 some also become president.
you want to.
No, the other one will become.
What's the fellow's name?
Me and he both wanted to become politicians. He like forming a.
What's the fellow's name? Sanu? Do you have his telephone number?
Yes.
I'll write it down as what it's worth. It is amount of activity that went into the child's brain in the mother's womb, out of the mother's womb, in all the formative years, determines whether the fellow would be very active or not so active. That's okay. But the screen overrides intelligent and designed activity, intentional activity is put down, and the screen begins a reflect. It's all reflexive. REFLEXIEV. But you didn't start it. Anything you started is okay. Even if you went and broke a bottle or dashed a chair, not that, you know what I mean. But now some children push the chair and go. Now if it is digitally, because he is digitized, he will do it destructively, without a plan. Otherwise he will want to push the chair to that end, or push the chair towards mom, or you know what I mean. So
you're saying, well, if you cannot digitize, your neurons are more unidirectional?
Unidirectional firing, intentionally, that the kid is doing. And kids can do intentionally many things. That's how we got formed, isn't it? So now, for instance, if there's a tricycle at that age when you can get onto a tricycle, the child who got into logical management will do the tricycle. He'll get onto the tricycle. The child who is digitized and jittery, he will turn the cycle upside down and that kind of thing. His activity is not intentionally designed, that tract of initiation, navigation, successful and conclusion, well done, reward. Even children pick it up. They come and show things for mom or dad to say, well done, darling. So they want to, show their achievement. Yeah. So the digitized kid has nothing to show because he has done and disrupted. So he has a sense of unfulfillment, dissatisfied, but he has not gone to the reward end. So it's really a huge issue where doctors start prescribing drugs and drugs can't help. So we had to train parents as well as doctors to manage with the paper I presented to the SLMA is called, I presented a paper on empathic learning therapy and empathic motor therapy. How to get the kids digitized or ADHD or autism spectrum to get back into that initiation navigation track. So they intentionally start something, and in that time frame they achieve a good result. That is rewarding to the brain, and brain begins to work like that. Samantha mata ona ar SLMA doc ekai Jency's loku pota. So yeah.
It's a bit linguistic in that.
Yeah.
When you're a toddler,
Yeah.
like once you have a developed speech yet,
Yeah.
like there are some parents who are like who speak in like baby voices and all. But like when I'm with like small babies, I talk to them like normally.
Yeah, in fact, I tell
Like,
them,
that would be
yeah,
better.
in my lectures I tell them, speak to them purposefully. They listen, understand, absorb. Don't talk to them like baby, boo, 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 boo. No use. Do infant-directed speech. Slowly articulate well. Speak at a level they can understand. Then you take a, darling, this is a carrot. You articulate in a way they can absorb the phonemes, expecting them to repeat. Don't do useless baby rules here. Now you have to fill this document up. All got this or didn't get that? That has a fillable document. Yeah, get it.